Hope all is well where you're at. Thank you so much for being here once again. And what we're going to do today, we're going to talk about our tutorial on Camtasia. So let me see if I can meet everybody. If not, just mute yourself on your end, please. It would be very helpful so we can move along, minimize the amount of time it takes to get through this, and most importantly, get to answer any questions anybody might have. So just bear with me. I'm just brighten on my camera, my light. And let me just go ahead and make sure this bad boy is recording, which it is. Thank you so much, everyone. Let me just go ahead and get this going. So mute yourselves, please, on your end, so that way we don't have to do it on ours. And we can get this whole thing rolling. So let me just see if this is up to speed. We have that. I want to make sure you guys can see this in just 1 second. And again, thank you so much for being here today. Let me just go ahead and get this going. It will be good to go. Oh, no, we want that to be going. Sorry about that. We can go ahead and do that. See a bunch of people here already, so we're going to go ahead and start sharing, hopefully, the PowerPoint that you can see in just 1 second. And we are going to take care of it. Let's just see. We're going to do this one. Here we go. Now, before I go on any further, a lot of you are muted. I see Alan. I don't know if you're going to mute. So I just want to make sure you can see. If you can just go ahead and tell me if you can see it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. You can?
See it. We see it.
Okay, perfect. All right, thank you. Well, we're going to go get started. Like I said, I want to go over a few things. First of all, as it relates to what we're going to talk about here today, this is not for everybody. I mean, the reality of it is that this is probably something that applies to 3 to 5% max of the people we have on the team for a lot of different reasons. I mean, some people just don't see the bigger picture. Some people don't need to see the bigger picture. They're just here to produce every once in a while, and that's fine. For some of you, I'm sure you have a desire to have the type of success that is just ongoing, and that's exactly what I want to make sure that we help you do. We're about to be released slowly but surely into a world that we simply have never been a part of as it relates to the actual, way that things are working. So marketing has never been more important. And at the same time, video as it relates to marketing has never been more important than today. So again, if you are unmuted, I see some of you, I'll just go to my end. Don't worry about it. I'll just mute you guys as you go. So just mute yourself if you can. It would be a lot easier, to be honest with you. And so we can go ahead and continue with that as well. So like I said, videos is a great way. It's a great skill to pick up for a lot of different reasons. And one of the things that I will tell you, it's not just a business skill, it's a life skill. And what I mean by life skill, this is something you can take to the table anywhere you go, to anybody, whether you're working with the church, whether you're working with any company whatsoever. So this is something that most people just never get a chance to ever really dwell in, because of the simple fact that you don't know what they're doing, what we're going to train you here in the coming weeks as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, you can mute yourself on your end. And I'm trying to mute some people. Nevada Lee is one of them. I'm trying to mute you. If I can't mute you, I'm going to have to boot you out just because everybody, the camera switches to you every single time. I'm trying to keep this more in meeting mode versus webinar mode. Webinar mode, nobody can see anybody but myself, and I don't want to do that. I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to be able to do that. So mute yourself. There you go. Thank you. Mute yourself on your end. That way we don't have to deal with this. Or, like I said, if you just all of a sudden get booted out, it's because we couldn't, for whatever reason, mute you. So just bear with me. I'm just going to get one thing. As you can see, my green screen set up in the back. It is working like a charm. And also, another thing that I will tell you is once you start dealing with video, one of the things you might have to do, get people that from time to time tell me they cannot, for whatever reason, see the videos the right way. And that is, you might have to do what's called a hardwire connection. A hardwire connection just simply means you get a Cat6 cable. It's just a straight cable. You plug it into your modem. Everybody has a little jack in the back of their modems. And you just simply run it straight to your computer, and your connection will be a lot faster and also a lot smoother as well. So let's go ahead and get started. One of the things that we're going to do is we're going to be introducing several different modules in the coming weeks. I think in 2 weeks, we're going to do a StreamYard interview. StreamYard is an excellent, and I mean excellent tool to conduct interviews, because one of the things you want to do if you really want to get yourself up there in any niche, in any market, whether you want to work with churches or schools or police or what have you, nothing beats you getting your name out there in the form of an interview. And so what StreamYard does, it allows you to do just that. And so, you're on one window, you have a guest who might be a churchgoer, or might be a police officer, or might be whatever. We actually have a guest that I'm not going to get into too much in 2 weeks. This is a police officer that's going to he's with the union, so he's going to be able to provide a interview, and I'm going to interview him. But it's not the interview as much as you want to see what's called the platform, which is free, StreamYard. And what's nice about it is that while you are conducting your interview, kind of like the way we're conducting our Zoom meeting right now, what's really nice about it is that it's actually being streamed or broadcast to YouTube, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, everything at the same time. And the reason you want to do that from time to time is because it will live on forever. I get people that reach out to me. I'll give you an example. We did one with Phil last Saturday, and I still to this day get people that ask me for, can I have one of those videos? Can I have that? Can I have this? And the answer is no. The links have expired. I'll let you know once again, but as of right now, that's not the case. And so anyway, StreamYard is a great tool that I'll cover in a later time. That ability, once again, it'll give you the ability to really establish yourself as a professional and an expert in your field. And most of you, a lot of you are full-timers. There's nothing wrong with you having one landing page or one website that's just about police, or one about teachers, or just a professional approach, if you would, to the services that I'll cover how you can do the website in a very short amount of time as well. Usually the only options, we have to pay somebody a lot of money, and I do mean a lot, not just to design it, but also to maintain it. And that's why I don't do websites for people anymore, because 99% of the ones I've ever created for people were never used, and they end up being a total waste of time that I will never create one for somebody again. I'm just done with that. But I will go ahead and point you in the direction of some pretty cool people, tools, platforms that you can use for yourself. I'll actually show you one right now in just 1 second, and how you can set up your website. And if you can edit a PowerPoint, you can literally edit and create an actual website as well. Also, by now you should have downloaded the actual Camtasia software, at least the free trial version one, because if for whatever reason you don't like it, you don't keep it. Even though the only website that I help people with via tutorials like this one is Camtasia, because again, I only know how to do about 10% of what it's capable of doing, but that 10% is enough to make you productive, become productive, and so on and so on and so on. Camtasia, which we'll get into just 1 second, is just one of many. And I want to emphasize many platforms in editing, video editing softwares out there that you can get. Now, I will direct you, and I'm going to share you. Let me back up a little bit. We're going to be doing this. We actually set up a web page on our website at teamcrusaders.com/marketing with videos. And if you go to teamcrusaders.com/marketing with videos, what you're going to see different resources that I'll show in just 1 second. But one of them is for tutorials for Camtasia. Please don't call me asking me that, hey, how do I do this? How do I do that with Camtasia? Until you have gone through every video on YouTube on Camtasia, because I'm not here to, just make myself available because it's unrealistic. People get upset that I never call them back, that I never help them. I never promised to do that. So I'm going to do the tutorial that I'm doing now. But Camtasia, or TechSmith, which is the company that owns Camtasia, they do a wonderful job of how to get your first video going, how to use every aspect of the software, and it's available 24/7. So when you go to teamcrusaders.com/marketing with videos, you're going to see that there, along with other tools, including the recordings of these webinars as well. That will take you to this right here. This is the channel for TechSmith, which is a company that actually does or designs the Camtasia software, Snagit, and a couple of other pieces. And it's a beautiful, beautiful support element that by you just simply watching it, pausing it, and then doing what they tell you to do, you're going to learn how to do some basic stuff, which is what we want to do. Now, Camtasia is a video editing software. I said earlier it's not the only one out there, but it's the one that I know best, and so therefore that's the one I use. I've been using it. Right now I'm on version Camtasia 2020. I think I started in 2003 or something like that. So I have all the previous versions because I upgrade every year, even though you never have to upgrade again once you buy it just one time. Of course, like anything else, new ones come out, more bells and whistles and what have you. So I don't care. I just simply upgrade. It's $99 when you upgrade from an older version, and you get all the new bells and whistles, which I do every single year for the very fact that it's made me so much money. I couldn't even get to tell you how foolish it would be to do that. But if for whatever reason you don't want to, you don't have the money to buy the Camtasia or don't want to download the trial version, there are some pretty cool ones that are free. This one right here is an article titled "The Best Free Video Editing Software in 2020." And it's good. I mean, it's very, very good. The top two that I'm going to share with you right now, one is for PCs and the other one for Macs. So The one that you see here, the best you can download today is HitFilm Express, which is designed for the Windows platform. And as you'll see, I'm going to backtrack to Camtasia. This is Camtasia. It looks the same as the one you see on this screen. It looks kind of the same as you see here for Windows. And then the number one for Apple or Macs is what's called Apple iMovie, which is free. And if you look at the layout, they're all the same. They're all just simply timelines. That's all it is, timelines with elements one on top of the other, which we're going to get into it just 1 second. So as you can see, it's not that difficult. And I'm telling you right now, it's very doable, especially for somebody with zero experience, because you'll only know how to do it one way, which is the right way, the simple way, because this is not about you being the next Steven Spielberg. It's about you keeping your videos short. It's not about you being on it for 20, 30 minutes. We're talking about that the shorter is always better, because people's attention spans, especially if you do social media marketing and so on, you've got 7 to 10 seconds to stop them from scrolling and listening to your message. That if it's more than 30 seconds to a minute, it's going to be a little too long. Now, if you're going to host videos on your website, if you're going to do a blog, a vlog, a podcast, then yes, that's a whole different ballgame. And that's the beauty of you having your own website, that you can literally park this stuff on your website for free. And so that's a module that we're hitting in 3 weeks in regards to how to create that. And you'll be blown away how quickly you can do that. Now, as a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can switch views to this one. And the only one that I had any kind of logos for, now let me see if I can pull it up first. Let me see if I can pull it up first before I open my mouth. What I did want to share with you was an example of the platform that we are working on right now and what it's going to help you do. So before we get into video, I share this with you as food for thought so that you can, for the lack of a better phrase, start to think of what it is you want your business to look like. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and share this with you so you can kind of see what it is I'm seeing as it relates to what we're going to do, or what you should be thinking about doing with your actual videos. One of the things that we're going to do is market it online, of course. And so the other thing that we're going to do is show you how you can post this on your website. And we actually have an alliance that we are forming with a company that sells this. It's pretty expensive, but because we can hopefully move it at a bigger volume, let me share this with you so you can kind of see what it is I'm talking about. I think it's pretty interesting because it's worked like a charm for myself. It's what you see on your screen right now, which is the DFY Hero. This is the new 2.0. The only one that I have any kind of information on, let's see if it loads up here in just 1 second, is for Daniela. I know Daniela has her Financial Literacy Institute, or that's her identity. I know some of you have Encore. I know Alan has the AMG, I believe, and so on. And so what you want to do, I mean, eventually at some point, what you want to do is what I'm going to show you right now, save you some money, but most importantly, give you the kind of control over your material that makes the whole thing that much more fun and a lot more simple. So what I'm going to do here is, I think you can see me. I'm clicking on a template. Now, like anything else, I recommend everybody use the same template. You can play with it as much as you want. But what I'm going to do here, Daniela, I think I just said it. What is it? Financial literacy. It's financial, I think. And so what it does, this is what's called the subdomains, Financial Literacy Institute, because it all ends with .dfyhero.com. And the reason that that's pretty cool is because you don't have to worry about any hosting. You don't have to worry about monthly expenses. You pay a one-time fee to this company. And in this example, I'm just going to go ahead and just throw something in. The same thing. The other one was just the address. Institute. And as you'll see, and if I get it wrong, forgive me, I want to show you what we're going to be talking about here in the very near future, in a couple of weeks, that you're literally going to be able to do this and have a presence that you can maintain, edit, and update as you please. And that's one of the reasons that, again, video is so important, because if you do end up with your own website or have one already, take the videos and don't just throw them away. Yes, you want to throw them out there, syndicate them, and put them on your blog or what have you. But eventually, you want to make sure that you have a home for them, which has to be either a page on your website, or it could be just a single page, excuse me, a single page website, or whatever it is you want to do with it. So I'll give it a second to load up because it's setting up everything, the username, the password. I don't want to take too much time, but hopefully it does it here sooner rather than later. And what it allows you to do and what it enables you to do is to literally do nothing more than click and edit the way you would click and edit a PowerPoint presentation without any other editors involved, which is pretty cool. I know it sounds over simple, but the truth is that it is that simple. So I'm going to go ahead and see, and right now I'm going to go ahead and switch to my wired connection, which is what I was mentioning to you earlier. I hope I don't lose my connection to make it speed up. But we'll come back to this in just 1 second once it's done using the things that I'm sharing with you right now. So let's go ahead and just continue with the tutorial that all of you came to receive. Now, going back to this right here, Apple iMovie, like I said, if that's the one that you want, if you want to get one for free, or Hit Film Express if you want a Windows-based one. I use Camtasia because it works every single time. The equipment that you really need to rock and roll, number one is going to be the selfie light ring that you see on the screen, the microphone, and the green screen in the back. Now, you don't need a green screen unless you're going to be doing what are called virtual backgrounds, which is what we really do a lot of the time. So you do want to make sure you have it, but you don't have to get the entire gear like the one I think you can see behind me. Now, this is the full-size one. I have an empty room. We have 2 empty rooms, so we just turned it into a studio. But it does take a lot of room. What I usually used to do is just take the fabric right there and just pin it on the wall to give me more room if you're limited in room or what have you. What's also nice about the green screen is you can use it behind you when you're doing Zoom calls, and it makes you look a lot more professional, and you don't have to worry about the virtual backgrounds where your hands disappear and all this other crap happens, because you'll be good to go. And so anyways, if you have the ring light, you have the microphone, and you have the screen, you have all you need. The only other thing you need is a camera, which is of course the one on your phone. And that's why that ring light is so important. Now, what we're gonna do right now, in my personal opinion, the most important piece of equipment is not the camera or your phone, because it's super advanced already. You're not gonna get much better quality than your phone, because when you upload the movies to Facebook or any other social media platform, they compress it. Anyways, the most important element is what you see here at the upper left-hand corner, which is the microphone. The microphone comes with the standard jack that if you have an iPhone, you're gonna have to get an adapter. The lightning adapter is what it's called. And you wanna make sure that you get that sooner rather than later so that you can go ahead and start recording. I wanna show you 2 things. I recorded this today. So this is the one that I get, which is the Amazon's choice. It's under $25. It's only $16.99. It's got a 79-inch cable, which is very long. And the reason that it's long is because you're going to clip it on your lapel. It's going to drop down, and then it's going to go under the camera up to the phone. You want to make sure you have one. It does have a PC adapter, but it does not come with an iPhone Lightning adapter. So if you want to do that, you have to make sure you do that ahead of time. So go ahead and order it. It's only like 20 bucks, I think, from Apple. I would only recommend the original Apple one. Don't get the aftermarket ones. They suck. Every time Apple updates the operating system, the fake ones don't work anymore. So get an Apple one. Once you do that, you'll be good to go. And the reason that I mentioned that it's so important, I don't think you're going to be able to hear her because the volume is not high, but I'm going to show you. I just filmed this literally. My son jumped out of the shower and I asked her to just model for me, and she was not happy. But what I did is just ask her to say something simple, which is really going to be our video we're going to train on. Now, this is a clip of her speaking without a microphone, and I hope you can hear the quality. So let's check it out.
Hello, my name is Marcella, and this is a test with no microphone.
And as you can see, there was a lot of echo. It was not as clear. And it's amazing how many people upload videos with that type of sound. And the video itself is good, but the sound gives it away as being an amateur type of video, and it just doesn't look as good, period. I'm gonna, hold on 1 second. Now this is her with the microphone, same distance, same phone, same everything, except this time I guess she does have a microphone, and maybe you can hear the difference. Let's see.
Hello, my name is Marcella, and this is a test with a microphone.
I mean, it's the difference between literally night and day. And so it's important for everyone to make sure you always use your microphone, try it out, blow into it so you can see that it's working, and always, always, always use a microphone. So what we're going to do today, we're going to do a very simple tutorial on how to remove the green screen or background of your video. And it's very easy to do. And so here's what I'm recording it, so you're going to be able to come back to it. But I encourage you to check out the tutorials from TechSmith, which is the maker of Camtasia, which I'll show you where the link is already. I gave you the domain. And when you go there, you can review it as many times. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm simply going to go ahead and launch my Camtasia. And so I use 2020. It's going to load up in just 1 second. And I might have to switch to share screen to make sure it represents that one. Let me see if you can see it. Well, let me just go ahead and click on New Project. And I'm going to go ahead and open this screen up because you're not able to see it. Here it is. Okay, so this right here is the actual Camtasia software. It's very, very simple. On the left-hand side, you see all the bins. This is what's called the media bin. So any media, videos, music, graphics that I'm using, they're all gonna land in here. So you can either import media from here, you can click on this plus sign down here, and all your media is gonna live here. You won't be able to see it on the video until you go down here to what's called your timeline. Now, understand that this software works in such a way that it's like making pizza. Just remember that, pizza. So if I'm making pizza, I'm gonna put down my pizza dough, right? So it's gonna be there. Then most of the time, people are gonna put some tomato sauce. That makes sense. Then I'm gonna put cheese. And then finally, I'm gonna put pepperoni. Now, obviously, the more pepperoni I put, it's gonna block the cheese and it might block most of the actual tomato sauce, if you would, because it's above it. So if I wanted to be able to see nothing but cheese, but I still wanted pepperoni, well, then I would put the crust, I would put the pepperoni, and I would put the cheese on top of that. And so this is the same way this works. It goes by what are called layers or tracks. They're on the left-hand side down here. Lower left-hand side, track 1, track 2. So the first thing I need to do is I need to bring in my media. Now, I'm gonna need several things of media here. The first and obvious is gonna be my video clip. So I'm gonna use the one of Marcella with the microphone. I don't wanna use the other one. So you're gonna click on import, or you can go down here, import media. It's the same thing. I'm gonna click on import media. Or another thing you could do is you could just drag it here from wherever you have it if you happen to know where it's at. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and go here, and let's see, Marcella, here's my movie, Marcella with Mike. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on this. And so what it did, it dropped it into my bin, if you would, my media bin. So there's the video, but if I hit play, I can't see anything. Well, that's because it's not on the timeline. The only thing you ever work on or see in this video box is whatever's down here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my, in this example, video, and I'm gonna drag it. I'm gonna drag it down here, and as you can see, there it is. So this is your player head. This is just whatever it's over or hovering over is what it sees. So you don't see anything because obviously I haven't gotten to it. But if I get to this part, you're gonna be able to see, hold on 1 second, let me just go back, it's still working. And so what I'm gonna be able to do in just 1 second, I don't know why it's just spinning around. I think it's still doing something with that website. But anyways, we'll see what's going on right now, which brings me to another thing. You wanna make sure you don't have too many windows open on your computer, especially if you have one with a little bit of memory. You don't wanna do that. So anyways.
The test with a microphone.
Okay, so as you can see, this is Marcella right here.
Hello, my name is Marcella, and this is a test with a microphone.
Now, at this point, I have her in there. Now, we're gonna make it a lot prettier in just 1 second video-wise, but for right now, what I wanna do is with this video, I'm gonna drag it to the left because I want it that when the video starts itself.
Hello, my name is Marcella, and this is a test with a microphone.
Okay, so as you can see, the video is in there, so this is the video view. Now, the first thing I'm gonna show you how to do is maybe how to trim it. And so what I'm gonna do, if you see this minus and this plus, this is the zoom. So as you can see, if I wanted to trim it, because if you notice, there's some dead space when she starts in the beginning. Look.
Hello, my name is...
See, so I don't want that in the video. I don't want any delay. So what I'm gonna do to make it easier, I'm gonna hit the plus to magnify it. And you can actually see her voice, the sounds, and everything in this diagram right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play it, and you're gonna see how she doesn't even start to talk till either here or here, one of these two. So let's play it.
Hello, my name...
So this part right here was a smack. I don't want that there. So where she really starts is here. So I'm gonna start it from here.
Hello, my name is Marcela, and this.
There you go. So this is where she begins. And so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna trim it. So I'm gonna put, and again, I'm sliding this back and forth until right here. I don't want her to start right on top of her. So I'm gonna start right here. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on this red header right here, the little red one. I'm gonna hold down and drag it to the left. So I'm gonna hold it down and I'm gonna drag it all the way to the left. Now, as you can see, this kind of grayed out from here to here. So how do I delete it? Well, I could just simply hit delete. It's that simple, just like a PowerPoint, like when you highlight letters on a Microsoft Word, it's gone. The problem with deleting it from here is that it's gonna leave it, well here, I'll do it. I'm gonna hit delete, and it's gone. So I'm gonna hit escape to get rid of those things. But now I have to manually drag it all the way to the left to start where I wanted it to start. And the downside about doing that is that well, depending on where you are on your video, it could be a little complicated to do. So I'm going to show you a shortcut. And one of the things that you're going to eventually learn and love about Camtasia is that it has a lot, and I do mean it has a lot of shortcuts. And I think I have way too many things open because it's taking forever. But anyway, so I'm dragging it to the left. Now what I'm going to do, if I made a mistake, again, this is just a shortcut. Control-Z, which is universal for Microsoft, for everyone. I'll hit Control-Z, will undo whatever I did. So here's back to where I was. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to right-click and click on Ripple Delete Range. If I click on this, if I click on Delete Range, it's just going to leave it the way it was before, right where it's at. But if I click on this one, it's not only going to delete it, but it's going to shift everything over to the left as well, which you're going to see in just 1 second. It's literally going to shift everything all the way to the left. So that way you don't have to, it's just a shortcut. But as you use this more and more, you'll see how it just starts right there. Now, I don't like the fact that it starts with her mouth open, so I would go ahead and fine tune that. But let me just play it.
Hello, my name is Marcela, and this is a test with a microphone.
So there. So I got the video in there. I can, if I want, here, I'll show you how to fix that. I'm going to go Control-Z again. And now this time, I'm going to slide this a little bit to the left. So because I don't want it to start with her mouth. So again, you cannot mess this up, is what I'm saying. It's going to take a lot of practice, because you cannot mess it up. It's very, very simple to understand that all you simply undo it, just like with PowerPoint, with Word, with anything else. You're gonna simply undo it and just do it as you see fit, and if you screwed it up, go back again, and on an absolute worst case, you would just simply go ahead, and start from scratch. If that was actually, so let me just go ahead and do this. Let me get out of this. You can kind of see where this is going to go in just 1 second. So anyways, it's really slow because I think I'm using so many things. I have a bunch of open programs right now. I'm going to have to close some of them just so I can focus on this one right here. So anyways, once we do this, I'm going to go ahead and just start the way I wanted to do it. I'm going to clean it up a little bit like I'm telling you we're going to do, and I'm going to remove the background behind her at that time. And remember, we call it green screen, but in reality, it's something called chroma key. Oh, here we go. So it's done. So let me just go ahead and do it on my own. So I'm just going to go ahead and see here. I don't want her to start like that. So actually she starts. So let's just say I want to just start here for the hell of it. So I'm just going to go highlight that like that. Right click, delete, ripple, and then there you go. And so now I'm going to start here. I can actually give you more advanced things, but here's how we're going to do it. So now I have a good start. So I'm going to just remove the background. All I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here on the left to what's called more, because it doesn't fit in there. So I'm going to click on more. And there's what's called visual effects, which is this one right here. I'm gonna click on visual effects, and a whole menu of things that you can do pop up. So you can see reflection, spotlight. There's so many cool things you can do. We're not gonna do any of that. We're gonna just do remove a color. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on this, and I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna click and hold, and I'm gonna drag it until the video clip turns green. The border turns green. There you go. So now it knows that I'm working on this particular video clip, because you could have more than one video clips at the time. So what I'm going to do now on the right-hand side, as you can see, now I have a new option, remove a color. It's asking me, what color do you want to remove? Well, what I'm going to do, because there's different shades of it, I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to select the dropper right here. And with this one, I'm going to tell it that I'm going to highlight whatever I want to remove. Now, if you notice here, lighting is important because I have a lighter shade of green here because the window was open. and this is her part of her shadow. So ideally, if you have the ring, the light ring, you won't have this problem. I didn't have it on because I was just doing this at the last minute. But anyways, I'm going to go wherever. So I'm going to click on green here. And as you can see, it removed most of it. But the reason it didn't remove the one on the right is because it was a different shade. And so now all you simply do is you come in here where it says tolerance and defringe. Those are the two that you're going to mess with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it to the right. And as you can see, the green is disappearing, but her hair's still kind of green. So I'm going to keep going. And there you go. It's gone. Now that's pretty cool because now if I play it.
Hello, my name is Marcela, and this is a test with a microphone.
Now, if I was to use the video like that, it would be transparent, which we don't want that. So what do we need? A background. Now, you could literally Google. Now, just be sure that you don't use copyrighted stuff, but Google, just copy an image, a background, and there's a ton of them free. What's called royalty-free is what you want, so you don't have any legal issues that, you know, you're stealing people's stuff. And so in this example, I'm going to go back to my media. Remember, this is where the video is here. Now, the reason you still see the green in the upper left-hand corner is for the simple fact that that's the mothership. That's where the original one is still at with the green background. I haven't done anything. And the reason that that's cool is because if I screw this one up, I can literally just delete the whole clip down here, drag the one from the upper left-hand corner down there, and just simply continue and not skip a beat. So what I'm going to do at this point is I need a background. And so what I'm going to do, now I'm not going to go through the whole trouble of Googling, but well, here, I think it doesn't really matter. But anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in here. I'm going to import media again. I already downloaded earlier a background. I'm just going to go into my Dropbox, and I'm just going to call it Office. Oh, this is what I called it, Office background. Let's see, Office. And most of you know how to do this because you have one on your Zoom already. Office background, here's one, here's another. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to use this one. And so here it is in my bin. But again, you don't see it anywhere because from here, we have to drag it onto the timeline. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it. Now, this is where the pizza making comes in. So I'm going to go slide it to the left. But if you notice, this is on top of her. And the reason for that is that on the timeline, the background is above the talent, is what it's called, Marcela. You don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag just like a pizza, I'm going to put the cheese down here, and then Marcela's a pepperoni, I guess. And so as you can see, it's still awkward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go to the upper left-hand corner, and you see the lines turn yellow. That means you're at the corner. You're at the border of it. I'm going to drag it down here, and now all of a sudden, I can drag her around wherever I need her to be. And so now it's going to look a lot better because if I click here, I'm going to restart the video.
Hello, my name is Marcela, and this is a test with a microphone.
So as you can see, now there, she disappeared because as you notice, the background image is programmed to go after her. So I would just drag it here so they're both even. And so that way, when it ends,
a microphone.
Now that's okay, but we're going to make it just a little better. And the way we're going to make it a little better, we're going to go to the left where all of the animations and the menus are at. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on, you see where it says transitions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on, I'm going to drag. This is fade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it and I'm going to drop it in Marcela's box. Now I just want to show you what it looks like. I'm not going to keep it, but I wanted you to see what it does.
Test with a microphone.
See how she disappeared? I mean, obviously I don't want her to disappear, but what I'm saying is there will be times where you do want things to disappear and reappear. That's what fade is referring to. So if I don't want it, I just click on the fade effect here and delete that. I can also use the fade effect if I wanted to on the bottom one, which is the background.
Microphone.
And then that disappeared, but that looks obviously awkward. I could just add it to both if I wanted the whole thing to fade out, which I don't, but
with a microphone.
I mean, I wouldn't do that either. So I'm just going to go here, delete it, and I'm going to come in here and delete it. Now, the beauty behind this and the whole purpose of having Camtasia is that it has so many abilities. I'll give an example of what it has built in. So here, I'm going to back up and
Hello, my name is Marcela, and this is a test with a microphone.
So there, if that's what I want it to be, great. Now, how do I clean it up even more? Well, maybe I want to add, I'm going to go to library right here, and I'm going to look for lower thirds. Lower thirds simply, well, I'll show it to you. Lower thirds just simply means that this is going to pop up to introduce somebody or whatever you want to call it. So it goes there, it comes on, and after a few seconds, it just goes away. So as you can see, this is a preview. That's why it says preview. So I'm going to close this. But I'm going to keep it simple. I want to use that one. So I'm going to drag assist all the way to the bottom. Now, if you notice, the effect is longer than my video, obviously, because I'm just using a very short video clip. But this is the way it would look in real life.
Hello, my name is
Now, if you notice,
Marcela, and this is
the problem is that this is overriding that as well. So that's not going to work out either. So I'm just going to go ahead. And in 1 second, I'm just going to flip the pepperoni, if you would, with the cheese. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over here and see if doing that will fix it. And so as you can see, I'm not going to spend much time on this, but you're not going to break it, like I said. But you have to have a conceptual idea in your mind of how you want it to look, how you want it to flow.
Hello, my name is Marcela, and this is a test.
Hold on, nope, that doesn't work. So let me just go ahead and move them around again 1 second. So my computer's fighting something, so I think I have too many things going on. I've never seen this happen. But the point that I'm making is that you will get a hang of it. So you don't have to worry ever that you're going to break something because you're just not going to break it. I think that the first order of business for you is to learn how to take the green screen off if you are going to be using a virtual background. Maybe you're working for a church video and you want to be recorded inside the church. Well, you can literally go into the church and just record yourself in there, or you can use the green screen and just have the virtual background.
Hello, my name is Marcela.
So that's not going to work. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to move it around just 1 second. And so again, the beauty behind right now is just get in the habit of learning how to remove because once you do this, and I'm going to see if I can just copy and paste, and I'm going to have you follow along with me in just 1 second. Let me see. Let me just go ahead and pull this up, and you're going to be able to catch up with me in just 1 second. I'm actually on a different, hold on. Let me see this 1 second, please. Interior. So what I'm doing is I'm just going online, and I'm just pulling up church interior background, and I'm just waiting for this. And so here, if this is a church video, let me just go ahead and have you come with me so you understand what it is that I'm exactly doing. I just went to Google, I just searched right here, and this one here looks like a really good one because it's a blurry background. It looks really cool. You want to make sure it's landscape mode. You don't want to get it too square where it's not going to work, but for the sake of argument, I'm just going to go ahead and go with this one. I'm just going to copy it, which is one thing that I like about Camtasia. I'm going to go ahead and share with you just 1 second, see where I'm at. Hold on. Let's see what you look at. So here, so what I'm doing is I'm just going to go ahead and hit Control V or paste, and you see the church background is there. Now I have two backgrounds. Now I've got the office and I have the church. The church is on top of everything else. Let me just delete this. I'm not going to work on this. And so what I need to do for starters, I'm going to go ahead and delete the office background. I'm going to drag the church image. I'm going to line it up so it lasts as long as the video right there. And now what I need to do on top of that is I need to resize it because it's just not in the right area. So let me just go back over here. So I'm going to resize it from there all the way there. And I'm going to drag it sideways a little bit more. And there you go. And so now with the green screen removed.
Hello, my name is Marcela, and this is a test with a microphone.
So as you can see, now we're getting somewhere. Now, the only things that would make this probably cooler, you don't have to worry about that right now, is that with it, you actually get music tracks with Camtasia. And so what that simply means is if you click on any of these, now you can bring any music from anywhere. Just make sure, again, it's royalty free. You don't want to get sued. But so if I want to go in here, okay. Now, because an audio file does not have video, it doesn't matter where you put it. It won't interfere with it. What will interfere is the sound. So now I'm going to show you how to mess around with the volume. And so if I play it from the beginning right here.
Hello, my name is Marcella, and this is a test with a mic.
The music's too loud in relation to her voice. So I want to come in here and don't just hover over it. Don't click on anything. That line you see going across is the volume. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce it dramatically like that. I'm going to go back to the beginning.
Hello, my name is Marcella, and this is a test with a microphone.
And so you can see the music goes on, but the video ended. Well, what you need to do, of course, in times like this is very, very simple. This is the whole music going. It's just the background music. Plus, I zoomed out. So I'm going to zoom back in just to make it shorter. And from here, all you need to, this is where it ends. I'm just going to keep pulling it from the end of it. And it's just compressing it, basically. To the left, to the left, to the left. More. I got to keep going. I'm so far out because the video clip is so short, it's not even funny. And so I'm coming here. I'm doing that. I still can't even see where I was working. So I'm pretty far, I guess. So I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to the edge. As you can see, just dragging it to the left. And this is a very long clip. You know, it depends on the time, but let's see. Oh, there it is. So that's where we were. So now, there. So now that all three line up, they end at the same time. Now it's going to look and sound much better. And here's what I'm going to do.
Hello, my name is Marcella, and this is a test with a microphone.
Now, the only thing I don't like about that one is that the music looks like, it sounds like it just got shut off somewhere in the middle, which it did. So once again, now I'm going to go, instead of visual effects, I'm going to go to audio effects. I'm going to click on audio effects, and I want to fade out. And if you notice, you'll know what fade in and fade out means. It means the music's playing and it starts to die off. That's a fade out. So I'm going to click it, I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to drag it, not on Marcella, but on the soundtrack, which is Firefly. So now it should end at the end and sound better. Let's see.
Hello, my name is Marcella, and this is a test with a microphone.
There you go. And so now, as you can see, it's starting to take effect. And then the last thing I want to show you for this tutorial before we open it up to Q&A is what are called annotations. Now, annotations are up here on the left-hand side. And what that means is some are call-outs, some are, so if you see this ABC with the white background, it simply means that it will have a white background. This ABC has nothing. That means it'll be transparent. So what does that mean?
Please leave your message for 2.
Can you mute yourself, please? Thank you. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this one right here onto my timeline. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it to the left so it butts up against something. Now, at this point, it doesn't matter if it butts against the music, Marcella, or the background. It doesn't matter because all that ended. And so what this simply means, as you can see, it's going to be a box that's going to last this long. Now, it's too small, so just like a PowerPoint or any other image, drag it to the top and the side, and then come down here and do the same thing. There, that's the full one. And you click on it, just like a PowerPoint text. And thank you for watching. And just like a Microsoft Word document, you can highlight it. And on the left-hand side, you'll see all of the properties. So in this example, it's a 64, the font size. I can make it 96. I can either have it regular, thin, light, or I can bolden it up. I want to change the color to black so you can really see it. So let me just go in here. There you go. You can change whatever you want to. So now, if I go in here, I'm going to go back from the beginning.
Hello, my name is Marcella, and this is a test with a microphone.
And then this plays for as long as you had it played. Now, if you notice on this call out, this one right here, let me just get this out of the way. If I click on the end of it, if I just click on it, it tells me that its duration is 5 seconds long, and it's at 9 seconds of the entire video. So maybe I just want this to be really short. Thank you, because that's all I'm saying. Maybe I need it to be longer because my phone number. I mean, again, I don't know what you're going to use this for. Maybe you don't want one at all. Or maybe I want to do this where I want to have this call out at the end, but I'm going to drag everything. I highlighted everything, Control A. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another one at the beginning of it. And so what I'm going to do the same thing, if that's what I want to do, I'm going to click on this A with the white background because I do want a white background. And if you notice, it overlaps all the way over here. We don't want that. I want to drag it there because I want it to start, and when it ends, then the video begins. And so once again, now you can change the color of the white background if you wanted to, the letter size, whatever you want to do. Right now, it's just a matter of playing with it. We're not really producing anything per se yet. And so if I'm just going to leave it like that. Now, if I start the whole thing, get ready for a great, which is too small.
Hello, my name is Marcela, and this is a test with a microphone.
And then it's like that. And so as you can see, what I want you to see is how you can start to get your story together. The storyboard is probably the hardest thing. What do you want to achieve with this video? There are things that are a must. There are things that are not a must. Music doesn't have to be there, but it helps. Microphones have to be used every single time. Otherwise, you're going to sound so bad. It's not even funny how sometimes people spend so much money on Facebook ads, but the sound is just horrible. And I don't understand why they would do something like that. But as you can see, the most important thing that I wanted to teach you today is how to get your media, which is the video, into Camtasia. You can either bring it in here by importing it and then dragging it to your, then dragging it to your timeline. And once you're in your timeline, you can clip it. You can adjust the length of the video, and then, of course, all the other things that I showed you at this time. Like I told you, it's not for everybody, but the person that really understands the power behind video, you're going to have to, learn this, and it's easier if you just play with it than if you do anything else out there to get yourself up and running. Are there any questions about anything from anyone? Any questions at all? Please.
I have a question, Javier.
In Jamaica, where you at?
No, I'm just testing out my green screen. I wanted to just ask you about the the hero. It's a DFY hero, right? So what's the difference between that and GoDaddy?
The difference between that and GoDaddy is with GoDaddy, you have to start with a hosting package, which you have to pay every month. Then you have to buy a domain.
Right.
A domain you're going to have to buy either way. But with the DFY, which I'm going to go back to if you don't mind in just 1 second here, let me just show it to you, is that it comes with a built-in, let me just go back over here.
Because I have GoDaddy, that's what I'm just wondering. So if I have it, I'm okay.
If you're comfortable with GoDaddy and all that, just stay there.
Okay.
It's just that you sometimes have to pay for the themes themselves.
Right.
I have GoDaddy. I have 118 domains that I manage on that one. And so I have it. But at the same time, I'll give you an example. This is the one that's loading up that I was mentioning about Daniela with the Institute. I don't know why it's just so slow. And I don't want, I have just hardwired in right now. Here it is. And so literally by just, let me see if it loads it up. By just clicking on a few things, and here, let me just load it up, and I'll come back to this in just 1 second. I changed, and you cannot do this with GoDaddy. GoDaddy is a little different, but let me just go ahead and go back to this so you see what I'm talking about and how easy it is to change it. Like, for instance, here's one that I put for the Financial Literacy Institute, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all you do is literally just, it already comes with the template of what, you just literally click here and change what you wanted to read. I mean, it's super, super simple in regards to that. You just upload your logo up here. Now I didn't upload a Retina logo, so I have a Mac, so I cannot see it because I don't have that.
Hello.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying, that on my
Yeah,
account,
this is Woody.
what I'm gonna do.
How you guys doing?
Woody,
Good. Everything okay at the condo? Okay, good. Say, look, tomorrow I'm gonna instead of calling Airbnb and having them refund you, I'm just gonna Zelle you the money. Is that okay?
All right. Well, like I said, don't mean to be rude, but we got to move along. We got to boot people. Anyways, so like I said, so here, the simple, you should be able to see it, that if I just click on edit page, GoDaddy, we have to import and buy the themes, of course, which if you're comfortable with GoDaddy, there's no need to do this. This is people that are behind in regards to the technology, if you would, a little more technology challenge. They have GoDaddy. I have GoDaddy. I run 118 domains. That's just the way it is. But with this one, it's a lot easier, and I do mean a lot easier to edit because it comes already preloaded with what are called placements, images, and you just literally come in here and switch things around. So if I want to say here, I could literally just click here, and you'll see what I'm talking about. That's how easy it is. I click away, I save it, and whatever I changed is already uploaded. What I do, if I come in here,
tomorrow?
let's just say
On Friday?
insurance. I don't know why this damn controller's not working. People, but anyways.
Oh, so you're going to go anyway? Will you go back to the office or not?
All right.
Probably not.
All right, it's easy to just remove people. But anyways, like I said, so as you can see, if I change this right here, I just simply, I change it to insurance services. I click on preview or just update. If I click on update, it's actually going to update the actual website itself, which is what it's doing right now in preview mode. And you just go here, insurance services. That's simple. So if you're a little more, challenged, then this would be better for you. But if not, I wasn't trying to. I don't know how Kathy told me she got booted. Sorry about that. Sorry. But like I said, all right, any questions from anybody else about anything whatsoever, especially when it relates to Camtasia? Anyone? All right, well, I'm not going to make this long. Go ahead. Oh, let's see. Okay, Javier, you once had a virtual background with the screen on the wall that you inserted the FFS logo. How did you do that? Where did you get that Firefly? The way I got the background is I just went up to the PowerPoint, and I just created a slide, and I just copied and pasted the FFS logo there a bunch of times, and I just saved it as an image, and then I used that as a virtual background. So you can create that as well. Okay. How do you remove some of the remaining green? Okay. How do you remove some of the remaining green? That is true. And the answer to that, if there's some green in her hair, what I would do is click on, first of all, here, which is the video file. Because if I click on Firefly, that's the music. The music is going to, I'm not editing the music. I want to work on her hair, which is
we
this.
We can't see your slide, Javier.
Oh, thank you. All right, so what we're going to do now, see, there you go. Okay, you should be able to see it there. So again, if I click on Firefly and then I go to properties on the right-hand side, that's the properties of the music. You got to make sure you click on the track that refers to her, which is this one. So now when I go click on properties, on the upper right, you see the music. I don't want to edit the music. That's the video clip. When I click on video clip, there are two main things that works with the green. One of them is the tolerance, and the second one is the fringe, even though all of them work, but tolerance and the fringe. So now you don't want to go too far, then you'll make her disappear too. If I go to the right, you see how I think it's gone, but there's also part of her that's gone. Oh God, yeah, you don't want to go that far, okay? Looks like a zombie. But you want to go to and so what I'm saying is that's why I'm saying you got to be a little patient. Now, this is as far as I would go with the tolerance, but then when you go to the fringe gives it that much more life in the color. It's very small, but like right there. So all the green is gone at that point. I don't want to go too far because it will turn her into a platinum blonde, and I don't know if she wants to do that. But the point that I'm making is that just play with it. You will not break it. You will not break it. I promise you that. And so as you can see, I want to give her the color, but not the green. And then, of course, there's a lot of other advanced. If you go here on the left-hand side, let me just go ahead and find some of this stuff, is a lot of the, like, for instance, visual effects, color adjustment. Now, when you go to a color adjustment, which is really what you want to do sometimes, it will turn it to black and white to begin with. So I'm going to hold it, click it, and drag it to her track, which is right there. Now, you see how it did that. It does that every time. That's just the way it starts. And then you can kind of work your way around the different colors. I mean, I personally don't use this one ever for the simple fact that the other two things that I showed you earlier is more. It's more than enough to get it just the right color. But again, somebody wants to look like they're tanned up or something like that. I mean, it's 100% up to you. But as you can see, I mean, you can get, again, as technical as you want to. I personally don't ever get into this part, which is the color adjustment, because I just remove the color, which is just green, and I just go in there and literally remove as much of the green as I possibly can at that point. Let me see if there's any other questions. A lot of people are using the text or the chat, which is fine. Let me see. I don't want to miss anybody else. Anybody that is on the webinar only.
Javier,
Go ahead, please.
so you are very adept at this and you run through it like it's so great. How did you learn it, and how does the company have ways to answer your questions as you go, or
Yes.
how did, okay.
The answer is, I mean, you can't break it, like I said earlier, but I've never had any formal training in any of this, not even with the company. It's all doing what I'm doing with you right now. Literally, all of it is just doing, you can't break it. And so I just simply like to go, if I find value in something, I will go at it for as long as I have to. I don't give up. And so, like I said, I know there's a lot of good video editors out there that look at me and laugh at, but it's done me really, really well, so I don't care. But the other thing that I would encourage everybody to do, and I'm going to throw it up on the screen right now, there it is I'm going to go to a couple of things. The first one I'm going to go to, well, here, let me show you how you can get there in case you don't remember. You just go to our team website, which is teamcrusaders.com/marketing with videos, plural. When you go to marketing with videos, you'll see here, just 1 second, the actual web page, nothing wow. This is where the replays will be for the webinars we're doing right now. But when you click on here for Camtasia, it simply takes you to the TechSmith channel, which is the company that makes this. And so what you can do
is on your desktop, it could be.
And so here you have the best videos I've ever seen on Camtasia. Get started with Camtasia, diving deeper. I've never gotten that far. And so you remember, there's two programs they offer. One of them is Snagit, which is the S, and we're talking about Camtasia, so only go with Camtasia. Camtasia is a version of Snagit that's just on steroids. It does everything. And so tips to get started with green screen. You can see everything here. How to make tutorial, everything. Everything is here. And what I like about Camtasia, that once you start to get a little more comfortable with it, one of the things you can do is you can actually zoom in. So if you wanted to zoom in here, the camera zooms into that, it zooms out of there. So, I mean, it's just an incredible piece of software. I just use it to get through the video. That's all I care about. And like I said, it's just as productive as I need to be for it to give me results. And so if you were to ask me for like in-depth, like what I just did right now made it look all tanned up. I had never done it in my life, because every time I tried it, I screwed it up. But if you have the time, go for it. But you just want to learn enough to make yourself dangerous. And then once you do this, all you're going to do, which I forgot to mention, is I'm going to go, let's see if you can see it. I'm going to go here where it says save as. So you, just like any other document, you're going to save it as Marcella123. But then when you're ready to actually create the video, that's going to save it as a work file. It's kind of like saving it as a PowerPoint file, but when you want to convert it to the PDF, which is what you want to hand everybody, what you're going to do is you're going to hit share, local file. And when you click on share local file, that's when it's going to save it. You're going to title it, so I'm going to call it Marcella123, and then automatically tells you that it's going to save it. As you can see, let me move this out of the way. It's going to save it as an MP4. An MP4 is the video file itself. That's what you're going to post on Facebook, YouTube, whatever. You cannot post, because what happens is, here, let me show you. I'm going to go ahead and save it. First, I'm going to save it as, and when I save it as, I'm going to save it as Marcella123. It's going to save it as what's called a project file. The only program that can read that file is Camtasia. That's the raw file. That's not how you want to publish. So I'm saving it literally, I'm saving it as we speak. And then the last part you want to do when you have it the way you want it to look, the next step is to what's called render it. Render means turn it into an actual finished product. Render, that's going to be a wrap. And so if I was to be working with Marcella here, I just made her all look all tanned up. I got rid of the green. I did it. I mean, it takes time. It takes time. That's why, like I said, when I do it for people, I mean, it just takes time to do this times 10. And then of course people have special requests for this, make me look skinnier, make me look that. I mean, this just goes on forever. That it's just not viable. That's why I wanted to rather just teach everybody. But once it actually saves the file, which is not that difficult, it's just going to save it like Word or what have you. Then you're going to click to the share one, and it's going to render it. And so when it renders it, it's going to save it as an actual MP4 file that when anybody clicks on it, the video plays. If you were to click on this particular file, let me just go here. So I'm going to share local file, and there's 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to share it to Dropbox. I'm going to export it. Now this is rendering. It takes a little bit of time. You got to be patient because it's going to put all that technology and all the different things you did. It's going to take a little while, or in some cases a long while, and then it's going to. Now when I do the videos for like 30-second videos, it probably takes around 5 minutes for it to render the whole thing. But now if you render it and then you look at, oh my God, I forgot this or I forgot something obvious, you can just delete it and go back to the Camtasia, fix it, render it again. You can render it as many times as you want. Very forgiving software, very forgiving platform. And it's a lot of fun because once you get the hang of it, like I said, it's not just a business skill, it's a life skill that you can see. So there it goes. It just started rendering it. It's at 20% and so on. And I'll wait to see if it does it quick enough. If you got to go, I understand you got to go. But if you got the time, we'll wait for it to actually render. I made a big mistake right now. When I come do my webinars, I plug in my actual network cable. I hardwire to the modem because it's a hell of a lot faster versus Wi-Fi. And I forgot to, and so we're running this on Wi-Fi, and I'm asking it to do a lot for on the fly with all the other 50 screens that I have going on. But there it goes, it's at 40%, it's at 50%, it's at 60%. So as you can see, once it gets going, 80%, 100%, boom. So it's asking me, do you want to see it in the folder? Yes, I do, just to show it to you. And it's going to be just like any other, let me just get this straight. It's going to be just like any other file. So I'm going to look for it here. It's called Marcella. Marcella 1, 2, 3, and there it is. So I'm just going to click on it. It's going to be the actual video. Hopefully, just 1 second. Here it is.
Hello, my name is Marcella, and this is a test with a microphone.
I mean, pretty simple. Pretty simple. So just don't let it overwhelm you. It will be very quickly overwhelming you. If you control your expectations, man, I'm telling you, if you learn how to remove the green off of a green screen, you're ahead 99% of the people on earth. And I commend you for that if you just take the damn green off. I mean, you're done. The rest of it is easy because once you take the green, then it's just a matter of the defringe. Again, everybody's different. Your tolerance. My tolerance is not too high. Look, if it's the green, most of the green is going to just go, move on, because this is the message that's going to ultimately win over the people that do this as well. So that's a great way to do that as well. Any other questions before I wrap it up? Anybody? Going once? Twice? I hope you guys found it helpful. I hope I didn't overwhelm you. Again, my only intention here is to just show you that we can demystify this together, because I think that there's a great future that awaits you on a skill you wouldn't believe that you will not be able to hit without the help of video and other skills I'm going to teach you. And sometimes it's not the most fun thing, but I don't think anything worthwhile is ever easy. And I just thank you for being here, and I commend you for giving it a shot. And
so Javier,
go ahead, please.
Javier, thank you for this. Now, of all the stuff that you showed us today, what's not available on the trial version?
I think everything's available except for the library. So the library, just so you know, in the video world, they're called assets. Assets are here. Now, just one last thing I'll show you, because I just want you to really understand this. Assets are as follows, and so you should be able to follow along. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to type in. I'm going to type in assets. Now, what I do, because I do this quite a bit, I subscribe to Camtasia's assets library. If you're on Facebook, you'll see what are called asset libraries being sold for $20, and it gives you access to like millions of pictures and videos and music. I just pay extra for the TechSmith one because it integrates into Camtasia. And so I'm here, and I want a video of a baby crying. I don't know why I want that, but baby crying. So I'm going to go ahead and search under videos, and all videos. I don't care if it's footage. I don't care what it is. So I'm going to just type in baby crying and search, and this is going to spit out so some are so as you can see here, these are all the different Oh, damn, it's a lot of crybabies. So anyways, and so these are the assets, if you would. And so what's really nice about when you work with Camtasia, now they charge you, of course. It's just that from here, I just simply click import this one into my video, and it downloads it. You know how I told you got to drag it in? It just pops up in there automatically. Or whether it be music. So with Camtasia, the trial, you don't get this. Again, if I were starting, I would probably, and as you can see on the left-hand side, some are free. If I remove this premium and I just search for free, it'll literally just do that, but look for nothing but free, which is pretty cool. It'll just simply look for them. Oh, shit, they look for, I guess they want you to pay for a cry.
No results.
Yeah, but let me just put baby. And again, I mean, we're not going to use that particular thing, but just make sure I'm in the right one. And so whether you want an effect, whether you want a video, or maybe you want footage, I mean, it's just incredible how much stuff they have out there that if I hover over it, it gives me a preview with that watermark. You see that? And the reason this is powerful is because you can create a video, by the way, without you. Or half the video is just footage. As we go through the city and it starts with this right here, and then it goes to another one, and then somebody's depressed, and then, you know, they're coming across money. You know, I mean, you can literally, most people, that's what a lot of people do. They just simply use mostly footage, if you would, which is not stuff they recorded. And that's why it's pretty cool to be able to do that as well. So if you guys remember the COVID-19, there's a lady all depressed on the corner, and there's a stock market flashing, and there's all, I mean, all of it came from here. Stock market, if you put in, and so I'm just clipping for that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff right here that will actually show you. There's a guy all depressed looking at his damn bankruptcy paperwork. And, you know, I mean, just different things that you go in here, and here's a market. And so anyways, these are just clips. So you can find them anywhere. And the good thing about Camtasia, you don't have to get them from Camtasia. Just find clips here and there, save them onto a folder that you remember where it's at, and then put them onto your timeline. And that's how powerful it is. And you can customize it to just about anything out there as well. All right, let's call for questions, comments, concerns. If not, I just want to say thank you. I commend all of you for, again.
Thank you.
Most people will never do it. You try to learn something, especially after a certain age. People just give up, say the hell with that. You can't let that be you. I mean, I don't care how young you are, how old you are. This is the stuff that will help accelerate your success, and most importantly, income. You heard the story, and I'll say it one last time as we sign off here. Mr. Alan Guetta just had a decent payday yesterday. I guess Tuesday, over $28,000, and it came from a video, the COVID-19 meltdown video, and the other videos that he had placed on his Facebook page. That they went to Google him and found those videos and turned it to 28 grand, more than 28,000 in one single day, with two more big paydays like that right behind it. That's going to end up being a, you know, whatever, $82,000 deal, all because of these videos that I'm sharing with you and how to make them yourself as well. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. We appreciate your time. Stay safe, stay healthy. And I'll talk to you soon.
You.
Thank you.
Thanks, Javier.
Anytime. Bye-bye. That's a big library.